Good evening, viewers, and welcome to the Art with World. I am your host, Arshad Waheed. Today, we are going to discuss various themes reflected in South Asian Anglophonic literature. And our guest today is a very distinguished scholar who has conducted research on issues like plight of women in South Asia, class question in English literature, and ecofeminism. She has been on editorial board of various international journals, and her work has been recognized for advancing themes of gender, identity, and power. Welcome to our show, Dr. Shahid.
Thank you very much for having me and providing me opportunity to speak on this important topic.
Yeah. So it's very interesting because now we'll discuss Anglophonic literature in South Asia it has a very rich tradition now. A lot of writers have written very fantastic stories and novels and fiction and poetry. They have won many prizes as well. But we'll focus on three themes today. Plight of women in South Asian literature, ecofeminism, and class questions mainly. So just tell me, I mean, I have seen your work. It has been a lot of work you have done, a lot of research you have conducted on these things. How did you get interested in these themes, and how did you find time and energy to do research on these things?
First of all, about South Asian literature generally, that it has significantly contributed in reflecting as well as shaping social, cultural, and political contours of its nations. And when we talk about its themes, it has diverse thematic concerns that not only deals with local realities, but they also engage with broader international concerns or global concerns. And generally, when we talk about thematic concerns in South Asian English literature, we see that in the beginning there were post-colonial legacies, diaspora, identity, displacement, and themes of class, race, gender, and religion that were commonly found in literature. Then writer came towards some more developed themes, and they discussed about neoliberalism, global capitalism, and then they came towards environmental justice, and then more recently writers came towards technofeminism and speculative fiction, as well as they talked about cyberpunk and cyberfeminism. So while keeping in view all these diverse themes in South Asian Anglophone literature, we come to know that it not only deals with local realities, but it also engages with global concerns. And when we talk about these particular three themes that you talked about, one is class, theme of class, and then theme of feminism, and especially ecofeminism, and the third one, gender and sexuality. So these are the themes that resonate globally, along with portraying local concerns as well. So I was interested in feminist literature, and you know that feminist literature has taken central place in academia, particularly in recent decade. And it was there in earlier as well, but it is part of syllabus in undergraduate studies as well as postgraduate studies as well. So it means that it has rich concern that we should engage with, and it is our duty as well to talk about these social concerns like class and like gender and sexuality. It means that these are marginalized faction of society that becomes more a responsibility of scholar as well to talk about. So these were the primary concerns or primary reasons that I engaged with these themes. And in the same way, when we talk about environmental consciousness or biodiversity in English literature, we see that when we see in our environment that how it is there are ecological crises, how there is environmental degradation, and how our writers, South Asian writers, are engaging with these themes, because they are not only socially, locally acceptable, but they are acceptable globally as well, and they resonate with global concerns as well. So I just came towards these three themes that became prominent in my research works. Yeah, and while talking about gender and sexuality,
Well, before we go on to these themes and discussions, there are some fascinating terms you use which I don't know. I mean, what is cyberfeminism?
Yes.
What is this? How would you define that?
Yes, when we talk about digital spaces, digital spaces are quite not open for women. It is represented in literature that these spaces are not much commonly free for women, as we see in Sabah Imtiaz Karachi, You Are Killing Me, that how society, or especially patriarchal society, marginalize that central character she engages with, and how she uses those concepts of marginalization in her writing Karachi, You Are Killing Me. And she actually talks about this techno-feminism and cyberspaces, that they are not much free for women in South Asian societies, and especially when she talks about Pakistan, because her setting is in Karachi, Pakistan.
Don't you think that this internet and everything, they have democratized access to women as compared to the past practices? Like, their physical mobility may be limited. She cannot go to the market, maybe, but she can sit at her home and she can just type things, and she can access to the world of knowledge and information all around. As many as other men are doing, accessing to that knowledge, she can also do that.
Yes, you are right. They have access to these spaces, but these spaces are not free from exploitation. And when there is exploitation, it means that these characters are marginalized. And when marginalization comes, it means that we are not giving free space to women. And when we are not giving free space to women, it means that we are not considering them equal citizens. It means that secondary citizenship comes in that scenario. This is what writers also discuss in their writings.
Is it necessary that when we talk of feminism, we should also talk of some injustice against a woman, and we just ignore her own potential to make her own way and struggle? And there are a lot of power which women have. They have patience, they can struggle a lot, they are more brave than men, and they can create their own way, the niche in society.
Yes, women are brave enough. Because, but you can, as writers are also depicting that women, their central characters, for example, as I told about Arundhati Roy's fiction, that she discusses theme of class, gender, and religion as well, and how particular caste, that is Dalit in India, how they are marginalized. And second, she discusses the theme of medical humanities in her writings, how trans bodies are medicalized. They go under medicalization, process of medicalization, in order to get fit in society. But even then, they are not accepted. When they are not accepted, they question those traditions. So this is where the power comes, how writers empower their central characters, and they question those traditions. They don't reject outright, but they just question, and they very poetically and politically they ask for the space So it is happening in literature that they are trying to empower their characters. So they show resistance, they show some sort of empowerment, and they try to come out of those hurdles that the dominant ideologies put on their way.
Yeah. Well, Arundhati Roy tells a lot of female characters which are very courageous, and they struggle against all the difficulties they come across. But we will continue discussing these things, but let's come to your seminal work which you have done, and you have explored political economy of women in the trade for pleasure and all that. So just let me know about that research and how it is reflected in South Asian Anglophonic literature.
Yeah, all right. This particular thesis that I took for my PhD research, that was, as you know, that it is considered taboo in our society, and people are not much free or not much. I mean, they feel reluctant. They are not relaxed to take such topic. As when I took this topic, it was there were hurdles in the way, and people were not getting ready to approve that topic, and it took time as well as energy as well, as I must say, because I had done much primary work when I was listening to that this topic might be disapproved, this might not get approval from board members who were, research board members. And when it, was approved, my rationale was behind selecting this topic was to explore how gendered oppression intersects with systems of power as well as economic structures. We know that this institution has been explored through moral and criminal angles, but my research talked about how patriarchy commodify women's bodies and simultaneously use them and marginalize them as well. And they don't even want to talk about that marginalized faction of society. Acceptance comes much later. And while not delving into the dichotomy of particular, they are victims or they have agency, my research wanted to show that how patriarchy, how power structures and law all intersect to marginalize them. And in this way, this particular research allowed me to give academic attention to these voices that were long ignored. And my research is considered pioneer in this academia or in this field, because it directly talks about the institution. It doesn't use any other jargon, any other replacement or transformation of a particular terminology. And Mary Inman talks about these women that they are triply marginalized. And she also talks about the whole network that is involved in this whole process, that it is syndicate that lives on the economy of these women bodies, and how they become central character in creating political economy for all that network. Okay. And when we talk about political economy, it is when this phenomena of body selling gets globalized, when women in this institution particularly are trafficked, and in this whole process state institutions also get involved because they facilitate this process, and they also become part of political economy because they get their share. So this is what my thesis talks about.
And which books you referred into your study?
Yeah,
mainly?
it is South Asian English literature, for which from Pakistan I took Taboo by Fawzi Saeed, and from India I took Nobody Can Love You More by Mayank Austin Sufi, and one text was from Bangladesh, In the Shadow of Love, that was by Zakir Hussain, and the fourth book was from Sri Lanka, that was by Sanika Abiratni, with the particular name of Asmita.
Okay.
Asmita was the name of novel as well as central character in that book.
And perhaps you studied someone from Nepal as well?
Yeah, I have done work on Patricia McCormick's Sold, that was from Nepal. That was not part of my thesis, in fact, but I have written an article on, it was on two books. One was from Pakistan, that was No Honor by Awais Khan, and second was Sold by Patricia McCormick, and that was from Nepal. And it also discusses this dark world where women are trafficked in this particular institution, and because they are not joining as per their free will, but they are compelled to, they are forced into. Patricia McCormick, while dealing with this subject, talks about how Nepali women experience this gender inequality in their society, and in the same way, Awais Khan discusses that how there is urban and rural divide, while discussing about this bitter social reality where honor killing is taken as a common phenomena in patriarchal society, and then how women are trafficked, and they don't know that what they will do, but when they come to know, they just resist. As we know about these two characters, Patricia McCormick take central character Lakshmi, who not only comes out of this trafficking network, she manages, she has she is empowered in such a way that she comes out of this trafficking network, and she works against this network. So this is how Patricia McCormick empowers her character. In the same way, we say about Awais Khan's character as well. Abida is central character in his novel, and she is also he also doesn't deal that he takes character from one place and just leaves them there, but he empowers them. He takes from those dark abyss and empowers them, and they come out of that trafficking or that institution of body selling, and they empower themselves and become member of mainstream society later on.
So, what were the common features or variations you found in these different works from different countries you have just mentioned?
It was not, in fact, a comparative study, but it dealt with different dimensions, that how patriarchy is involved through structural inequalities, who just marginalize women by not giving them, first of all, very basic rights to education, and then to make independent decisions, and they just leave these women vulnerable. And I must say that these all, in 3 of my books, characters are from vulnerable families or vulnerable backgrounds, that they become part of this institution.
Okay. About this subject, some Urdu or local writers have also written very well. For example, Sadasan Manto, who has explored human condition and women condition while he wrote his short stories like Hatak and many other stories like that. What difference do you find between his writing and other Urdu writers and these Anglophone South Asian writers? If there was any difference you discovered?
Saadat Hasan Manto also talks about this. I mean, it was social reality of that time that he depicted, but it was not accepted by society, and his works were banned. And the only difference is that now, if writers are taking courage to talk about such subjects, they are being accepted in society. And as he paved way, I must say that he paved way for coming generation of writers or for contemporary writers, that they can come towards this particular aspect as well, about whom no one tries to speak, or no one take courage to speak.
Then there is another subject you have worked on, that is ecofeminism. So just tell me about the whole idea of ecofeminism and how it is reflected in our literature.
Ecofeminism is basically a theoretical framework, I must say, that talks about dialogic oppression of women and nature at similar level. It sees that how women and nature are seen as the subject of patriarchal and post-colonial societies. Because when it is reflected in South Asian literature, when we talk about ecological crises, environmental consciousness, biodiversity, so we come towards this theoretical framework, ecofeminism, and we talk about with the help of different theorists. For example, we have Vandana Shiva from India, and there is Wal Plumwood, there is Mare Mais, and they all talk about different aspects of ecofeminism. And then with the help of that theoretical framework, we try to find out that how this biodiversity or ecological degradation is part of South Asian literature as well. As I studied or wrote an article on Nectarine Sea by Kamala Markandia. She is an Indian writer, and she discusses her central character Rukumani, and Rukumani's interaction with nature is very much appreciated in that novel, because she gets sustenance not only for her but for the whole family while engaging with those agrarian activities. And while her husband, whose name is Nathan, he sits idle, as Kamala Markandeya writes in a novel. So it becomes responsibility of that woman to create sustenance not only for herself but the whole family. And due to these nurturing and caring qualities, it was said that nature and women are taken on the same grounds. That was the basic.
Why not nature and men are taken on the same ground?
Because men doesn't belong to nature; they belong to culture. Because there is a dichotomy between culture and nature that Wal Plumwood discuss about. And
no, I would like you to explain it further, because it's difficult for me to understand how can you dissociate men from nature. And
because on the basis of
nature and nurture, men and women both experience the same thing.
Both are experiencing the same thing, yes.
And women are more related to culture than men.
No, I will not say like this.
Safeguard your cultural traditions, your language, and everything.
So women are also doing in the same way that
no, I'm talking of women. They do it more than men. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, I would like you to just explain a little bit so that our audience could understand it more.
Yes, all right. I would say that how women are taken more close to nature due to their, as I told earlier, that due to their nurturing and caring qualities.
Okay.
And we say that from where dominant ideologies come, it has never come from female side, from women's side. It always comes from male side.
Really?
So, yeah, it is reality and it is depicted in literature as well that they come from male side, and especially these are patriarchal ideologies that become part of ideological state apparatuses of any society. So, that is
So
why
women theorists
feministic.
also talk about there were times of society which are matriarchal society. So all
But
these shortcomings which you are attributing to men, are they reflected in, attributed to women in those societies?
I don't think so that there is any matriarchal society in South Asia, as I
No,
have
there
not
might
read in
be
any.
in past, and I mean they talk about those societies.
It happens to some families that they can be matriarchal families, but societies, to say that is a futuristic idea, I must say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I won't
So-
confront you.
So it can happen in future that we have matriarchal societies, and they can have same traits as we have in patriarchal societies, and it may be even more dominant as well, but it just can be, you can say, as I said, that is it is futuristic idea.
So you
So-
you see things only in either or way. I mean, either you can be dominant or you can be subjugated. Not that some men and
No,
women
I think-
working together, living
I
together,
think,
being happy together, and contributing to each other, complementing each other.
Yes, this is what today's feminism talks about.
Okay.
That it should be pluralistic, it should be intersectional, and as I say that it should be more inclusive. But not only taking women, but men also, because there
So
can
men
be.
also have some rights.
But yes, they have, and feminism, especially in South Asia, doesn't talk about that they are excluded, or they don't only talk about critique. They don't only critique, but they ask to create space to bring those voices also inside who are ignored. So in this way that it becomes intersectional and as well as more inclusive.
So, do you think South Asian feminist literature has something very peculiar to South Asia, or it is it's as it is reflected in other parts of the world as well? There is
I
some-
must say,
yeah.
I must say that South Asian literature, it is commonly said that feminism is monolithic, but I don't think so that it is monolithic. When we talk about South Asian literature, it reflects, or it is rooted in tradition of these societies of global South. And when we talk about, for example, when I talk about South Asian literature, as I talked about Arundhati Roy, or Kesra Shiraz, or Awais Khan, or Patricia McCormick, or even Saba Imtiaz, or Bina Shah's writings, we see that their female characters do not reject tradition, but they try to create space for themselves. I mean, they are empowered in that way that they question and they try to create space. So it is very, very much rooted in culture and tradition that women show in South Asian literature, or writers especially show in South Asian literature.
So, what do you mean by intersectionality in gender discourse or feminist literature?
Intersectionality mean when for example, I talked about men and women, and in the same way, for example, transgender individuals, they also come and become part of these movements, and they also talk about their own space in society. As I talked about Arundhati Roy's book, The Ministry of Utmost Happiness, that she discusses these trans individuals, that
The
they
main
order to
character is
get,
trans.
yeah, they in order to get fit in that society, it means that we just push them back and on peripheries, and we marginalize them. We don't give mainstream space to those characters. That is why they are struggling and they go under the process of that medicalization, and they try to fit in that society. But as I talked about South Asian feminism, they talk about those characters as well. In that sense, it becomes intersectional, that they are creating space for all who have been marginalized. And in the same way, my own research that talks about another marginalized section, that it should be states' responsibility to bring them out of that hell in which, from which they are just going through.
Okay. Well, intersectionality, I think, can also be explored in a different way. Like there are different domains which affect human condition.
Yes.
And their place in society, like economic, I mean, if you are rich or poor, you are educated or uneducated, you are urban or you are rural, you are men or women or transgender, and what are the effects of traditions and culture, what are the roles which society has assigned to men and women in different communities. So, all these factors contribute to create a place for a men and women, that whether they are powerful or they are disempowered. So, gender is not only one aspect to explore human condition. All these 6 domains contribute to their position of strength or vulnerability. So, I think a lot of most you have referred to Arundhati Roy from the Ministry of Utmost Happiness. It reflects that intersectionality in many ways. A person can be, it can be a male who is disempowered as compared to a rich and educated and urban woman, maybe. So, but coming, you have just talked about different things. So, class question is also very important, and I think in our modern literature, class question has been faded away. I mean, these other issues have come up, but class question is not discussed much. So, would you tell how it is discussed in South Asian literature, and maybe if you would like to give some example from literature of English literature of other countries as well, so that would enrich our discussion.
As you talked about that intersectionality also deals with, yes, it deals with class, caste, and even religion as well. So, when we talk about class, women have been depicted that when they belong to lower strata of society, they are marginalized further. As I told, that Mary Inman says triply marginalized, woman triply marginalized.
How? Just for audience to
as I
triple
because I talked about gender and sexuality. So, they are women first of all, secondly they are poor, and thirdly because they are selling bodies. So, she talks about those women that they are triply marginalized. And about class, when I talk about, and as you asked that we can discuss English literature as well. So, I wrote an article on Thomas Hardy's Test of the D'Urbervilles.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, and when he talks about that novel, it reminds me of the history of England, that from agrarian revolution to industrial revolution, from 17th century to 19th century took a long time, and industrial revolution in fact brought that class faction in English society, and classes and society was divided into what Karl Marx calls bourgeois and proletariat class, and Tess belongs to proletariat class. And now she is doubly marginalized in that society because she is woman and she is poor. And so this is how intersection work with respect to women in literature, especially. She has been shown in the whose identity, whose labor, and whose individuality that is controlled by capitalist class. And Hardy has shown this in his writing, that how marginalized or lower strata of society were exploited in different ways. When we talk about industries, they were taken more hours to do work, and their wages were very much controlled by capitalist class. And in the same way, when he talks about Tess in his novel, same happens, that she is exploited in every way in that society. And it is class that has brought tragic fate for Tess in Tess of D'Urberville's, that what Thomas Hardy has shown in his novel. And when we talk about South Asian literature, we see that how women, they are, due to class, they are marginalized, as I told about Arundhati Roy, that Dalit class is being exploited and marginalized in his novel. But in modern times, they show some resistance as well, because writers are giving them voice, and they try to raise their voice against those issues that they are facing in that society. And in this becoming common, it is becoming common that these issues must be addressed. So in that way, we can say that literature becomes medium as well to question these exploitation and marginalization that one culture has due to some dominant institutions that are common in those societies, and it has power to inculcate values of equality as well as justice.
So you have just told me that writers are giving voice to these characters. So what should be role of a writer? Should he or she portray what they are observing in society, or they should become mouthpiece of certain characters or certain ideology and reflect that in their stories? Like as you have told, they are told that they are trying to show that the way of struggle and change as well. So what should be the role of a writer?
Writer, they themselves say that writing is a mystery, and writers say, I listened once from Uzma Aslam Khan that she talked about writing is a mystery. But you know that
but maybe she
culture,
is a mystery writer.
You know that culture and literature has a dialogic relationship, and when we say that it has a dialogic relationship, it means that they directly or indirectly, voluntarily or involuntarily, they get influenced by the surrounding. As another writer from Sri Lanka, Shyam Silvadori, he says that I write while experiencing or observing my surrounding what makes sense to me. So it means that they get influenced by the surrounding, and it is very natural. I think that creativity just gives way to shape their characters and to build story, but it is the basic or the primary material comes from surrounding, some experience or some cultural phenomena. It is what I think. And
you are very right. So how these themes of your main work, your research work explores themes of gender, power and identity. We have discussed about gender, and to some extent we have discussed about power. So can we discuss identity in what you have explored in your research work in South Asian literature?
Yeah, we can talk about identity as well, that it is also very much intersectional. It power decides, or power dynamics decide who will be given what type of identity. So it happens, if I talk about my own work, it happens with those characters as well, that they don't have any names.
Okay.
Yeah. So it means that they are without any identity. And in the same way, who is who has some power, power will decide what type of identity will be given to him or her.
Very important, I think, giving name is a very important issue. I was just reading a debate, and there are two novels. One is very famous novel by Nobel laureate Albert Camus, Outsider or the Stranger, in which a French Algerian, the main protagonist of novel, kills an Arab. So just name Arab.
Arab.
So then, in response to that novel, this Daoud Kemal, he writes a novel, something I'm forgetting its name, Investigation of Marsoc. That is the main character of Albert Camus, and he says, you had not given name to that Arab which was murdered. I am his brother or cousin, and his name was this and this. And then he writes that story. So, and he basically challenges that you just keep us nameless. I mean, that is one aspect of his writing that novel in response to Camus' novel, The Stranger. Very important thing you have discussed. But let's come to another issue now. You have also talked about women in advertising environment and all marketing. So what's that?
That was in fact an interview based study that was conducted in Munshi Bagh Ladda area of Lahore.
Okay.
Yeah, and many families during Zia era were shifted to that particular area when red light area was turned into food street, and during that time they shifted to that area, and they are living there, doing their business, and many of the girls that who didn't want to join this particular institution, they wanted to join, as their interviews showed, that they wanted to join in entertainment industry. So it was basically those girls were interviewed, that how they were recruited in that through some agency in entertainment industry, and then what happened to them as they revealed that they were cheated in that process, and they were trafficked to different countries. And international, internationally they were trafficked. And in that process, because their bodies were commodified and used in that process of what I say political economy, and there was a whole network that was involved in that process as well. So it was that how entertainment industry that shows one side, that is glamour, while on other side there are structural inequalities that are hidden behind the surface. And it was about that particular happening, that how they also exploit vulnerable women from society. And when we talk about this trafficking as a criminal activity, so there is a national action plan, and in Pakistan that is working. But when I talked about that what happened later on, and they told that they don't have much money to pursue their cases, so they just feel blessed that they came back and they are safe in their homes. So it was a sort of study that I conducted.
Yeah, you are a kind of activist as well, as you have established a feminist society in your university.
Yes.
What's that?
I established FEMSOC at GCUF in 2024 with the help of some my committed colleagues.
Okay.
And the aim of establishing this society was to give awareness to students through intellectual platform, through intellectual engagements. And it was, it is a sort of, society that first sort of society that is working in any public sector university in Pakistan. You know that everywhere there are such sort of societies working in globally in different universities, and but in Pakistan it means some one private university does have this society, and in any public sector university it is first of its kind. And it is a dedicated space for critical dialogue and advocacy to aware students about sexual harassment, workplace harassment, gender rights, especially women rights, and gender equality. And for this purpose, why I've been established this society, when I went to University of Edinburgh in 2023 as a visiting research student, I was an active part of Edinburgh University Feminist Society, and I led its Pakistan chapter as well there. And it just shaped my vision for FEMSOC at GCUF. So when I came back, I just established that society, and when I was trying to establish, it was facing hurdles, and many circles, different circles were having some reservations as well, and still have, that why there is need to establish a sort of society. And anyways, it was established. So for inaugural session, I just invited Eleanor Drage, who was from Cambridge University and who is considered one of 100 brilliant women in the world. And she conducted the first lecture. So it was a positive step towards engaging our students with how feminism is taking central place, not only in different cultures, but in technology as well. As the lecture's title was Why Technology Needs Feminism.
And why it needs feminism? Why technology needs feminism?
So she was talking about that how.
I'm asking you.
Okay, because feminism should be there, part of everything, and they should have central place in every aspect of society, as other genders have. So in the same way, in technology as well, it shouldn't be male-centered, but it should be female-centered as well.
Thank you very much, Dr. Farkhanda. It was wonderful talking with you this evening.
Thank you very much once again for having me.
So viewers, thank you for watching us. See you next Sunday, same time.